Hello again, Flosstube friends. Welcome back to my channel, Pages and Stitches. That's spelled Pages, the number 3 stitches, and that's the same here and on Instagram. My name is Kelly, and welcome back to my channel. I'm super pumped to have you here today. This is Flosstube update number 14. Number 14. It's the last one of the year 2022, and I'm super excited to finally kind of reach this milestone. This was my first year on Flosstube. Tomorrow is actually my 1-year anniversary of starting my YouTube channel. So this is kind of like a big deal for me because I really am just kind of, I've been reflecting on kind of where this year has taken me in terms of my YouTube channel and my stitching and my crafting, and I'm just kind of excited to have reached this point. So I'm glad that you are here with me today to share this moment with me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for stopping by my channel. Today is Saturday, December 31st, 2022. It's the very last day of the year, very last day of 2022. And I'm here to bring you my December update, my last update for the year. So I guess let me start by saying, like, I don't know about the rest of you, but my December, I mean, it wasn't great. It was so stressful. I feel like I was crawling on my hands and knees to get to the finish line of 2022. I mean, I made it, I guess. But it's just been super stressful, super busy. We had a lot going on in my life. I had something going on, you know, every weekend. Christmas parties and gift exchanges and going away parties and friends visiting and I mean, like, these are all positive things, but it was just, you know, it was a lot. And so it cut into my stitching time a little bit, so whatever. But regardless of how my December went, I hope yours was super enjoyable. I want to wish everybody a very happy end of the year, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or solstice or Kwanzaa, or if you don't celebrate anything at all and it's just a December for you. I just really hope that it was enjoyable for you. And that you are wrapping up your 2022 on a high note. If you're not, that's okay. Come join me on my misery boat and we'll walk very cautiously hand in hand into 2023. Of course, I want to start out by saying thank you to everybody who is stopping by my channel today. If you are a new viewer, welcome. I hope you find something you like. I hope you keep coming back for more. I'm always excited to meet new people here on Flosstube and on Instagram. So if you're new here, drop a comment and say hi. I love to meet new people. If you've come from somebody else's channel, definitely let me know because I want to give them a big virtual hug for sending you my way as well. And of course, if you're a returning viewer, I just hope you know how much I love you from the bottom of my heart. You guys have been just fabulous this year for supporting me and becoming my friend and sharing in this stitchy journey with me. I really, truly appreciate it. And I hope I've conveyed that sincerely because I do genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. I've met some pretty stinking fabulous people, either through YouTube or through Instagram or through Zoom or through, you know, whatever. And I've had more interactions with a lot of you guys over the phone, like virtually, than I have with some people I've known since childhood. So I hope either that's super pathetic or it gives you a big warm fuzzy feeling inside, because I hope you know just how much you guys are special and how much I think of you. So I just wanted to give you guys that little warm fuzzy to finish out the year, because I appreciate you. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the film, I want to start out with a couple of shout outs. a couple of really cool gals. Both of these ladies are not new to Flosstube, but they are new to me. I just recently came across them on like my suggested YouTube feeds, and I clicked and subscribed. So I want to give a shout out to Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher. She's just darling. I saw her and immediately knew I liked her. She was sitting on her couch and her cat was right behind her, and she was going through her whips for the year, and I loved her work, and so I gave her a follow. And then something really exciting happened. She mentioned that she's going to the Queen City Stitch Retreat in October, this coming October 2023, and so am I. So I will hopefully get to meet her in person in 10 months. So I guess 9 months technically, if it's at the beginning of October, whatever, you get what I'm saying. So go check out her channel. She just posted a whip parade, which was really cool. And then she also just posted like an update. And then I really have to give her some kudos, because she said that this next year, 2023, she will be turning 60. And in honor of that, she is going to start 60 new projects, which is just phenomenal. That's super brave. I think that's a lot of whips, but she made the very good point that if, you know, most of us have like big significant amounts of stash, there's a good chance that we won't be able to stitch it all in our lifetime. So if you never start it, you never get to enjoy it. And so she's like, I'm gonna start 60 whips and try and stop me. And I think that's really cool. So again, that's Beth the Steadfast. Oh, don't say it 5 times fast, because I can't. Beth is her name. The Steadfast Stitcher is her channel. Go check her out. I will, of course, link her down below, and I'll link everything I talk about down below, as per usual. Next, I want to give a shout out to Bridgen. She is the museum stitcher. She is a cool gal because, well, for many reasons, but I immediately connected with her after watching this past whip parade that she posted, because of a number of different reasons. We have a lot of things in common. She's from Texas. She loves cats. She's a cat person. She is a big reader and does a lot of like book suggestions in on her channel. She is a big fan of Sarah J. Maas, who is my favorite author. And she's just a cool chick. So she's a younger woman. She's in her 20s, but she has the coolest job. She works at a museum. She's a big history buff. And so she likes a lot of like samplers and reproductions and things like that. I think her taste in stitching definitely reflects who she is as a person. She's stitching bookshelves and the like. So she's super enjoyable. She's super delightful. I like her a lot. So I hope you do too. And I hope you go check out her channel. Okay, so let's dive in, shall we? So I'm gonna do my reading update. We'll do whips and plans. I'll give you a little bit of haul, and then we will sign off. Also, if you're new here, as you can see behind me, I'm also a quilter. I have what I call my Quilter's Corner videos, and I do a Quilter's Corner update for every Flosstube update. So if you are interested at all in quilting and want to check that out, that's going to be posted right after this. And if you have any questions about anything at all you see, definitely drop me a comment down below, or you can reach out to me on Instagram and message me or comment me there. But for the newbies, I do a reading update at the beginning of every video, because the Pages and Pages and Stitches represents my third passion, which is reading. So let me go over what I read in the past month. Alrighty, so first I started off with A Curse of Blood and Stone by K.A. Tucker. This is number 2 of this series. This is the sequel. Then I read the Governess Game by Tessa, and I followed that up with the Wallflower Wager, also by Tessa. This is number 2 and number 3 in this series. And lastly, I read The Darkest Night by Gena Showalter. Okay, let's do the whip updates. Like I said at the beginning of the video, December was kind of wild and busy, so I didn't get as much stitching as I wanted to. I had set some goals for myself and I didn't quite meet them, but I mean, that's okay. Like, it's always next month. But I still did a good amount. And so I'm gonna show you what I worked on this last month. So the first thing I focused on was this project here, which is my Design Works kit called Woodland Castle. It is being stitched on a 14 count white Aida, 2/1 full cross with the kit materials, both the fabric and the floss. And here is a picture of what it looked like the last time I showed it to you. Originally, I had hoped when I worked on this again that I would be able to finish an entire section, but due to time constraints and then also to, well, let me just show you. I didn't get to finish the whole section, so let me just show you. Again, it's on the frame. I don't want to take it off. It's too much. So here's where it is now. Since I finished this section, I had wanted to do this whole section, but I really got slowed down right up in here. It was probably, so the where I left off was right about where all the back stitching stops on this border here. So I did all of that, and then I really got slowed down in here because this is like entirely confetti. It's so much confetti. All of this area, basically through here and then kind of down into this part, is like these little flowers that are supposed to fade into the background. So there's just a lot of like single and double stitches. There was so much color changing that I just kind of got over it and moved on. So, but I was able to finish off the bottom of the deer. They were kind of like here last time you saw them. So I finished off the bottom of the deer. This is going to be kind of an extension of this, like you can see it over here. This is like a brick kind of wall. And there's one that comes this way. So this is that last little extension of it on this side. And then you can see the outline of the squirrel's head right here. So here's his ears. This is the start of his eye, and his little face comes down here. And then this right here is like the back of his little arm. So his little hands are kind of right here. And then there's more of these kind of like purple flowers you see behind him. There's more of these that go in right here. And then down this way, there's gonna be a rabbit, and I'm gonna pull it across this way. So, yeah, not as much progress as I would have liked. I mean, that was kind of an ambitious, like lofty goal to have set for myself, but, you know, shoot for the stars, right? So anyways, the next time I bring this out, which will of course be next month because I do want to focus on this a little bit more, is, my goal will be to finish off the rest of it. We'll see if I accomplish that. If I don't, oh well, it's not the end of the world. Like, this isn't my job. This is my hobby. So if I don't finish it by the time I give myself, like, I'll just push the deadline back. It's fine. So again, this is Woodland Castle by Design Works. This is a kit. I got mine off of Everything Cross Stitch, but I believe it is also available on 123Stitch, Amazon, a couple of different places. And of course, it'll be linked down below. The next whip I brought out to work on is definitely one of my favorites, and that's this one here. This is my Bella Filipina Fancy Lady, which is Luna Mystica. And I am doing a conversion on her. So I'm going to, let me scoot this way. I'm going to insert the charts here of the conversions I did. So I converted both her hair and her skin so that she is a Black woman. And then in addition to that, I also have converted all of the Karen water lilies to DMC variations, which is like the multicolored variegated flosses. So here's a picture of what she looked like the last time I showed her. And she's still in the frame, sorry. Here's where she is now. So not too much work went in on her, but enough for me to be excited about it for sure. So what I did was I finished off her arm minus the back stitching. I think I had like half of her arm last time. I finished off all the cross stitches in this little kind of floral band that wraps around her chest. What's left in these little gaps is all beading. And then I got to start on her hair, which is really exciting because I mean, it's not translating very well on camera because it looks kind of like washed out, but in person, it's just the most like beautiful, like rich chocolate color, and I'm really loving it. The purples, again, they're coming across quite muted because I think most of us know like it's very difficult to capture a true like to life purple color, either on Flosstube or via photograph. But you know, like you saw in the original photo, her hair is kind of a gray color and her skin is a pale white, but with these richer kind of brown tones in person, it's kind of making the purple look much more vibrant. So I couldn't be more pleased with that decision because it's really, I mean, my favorite color is purple, so I would always want it to shine. And the skin and the hair in this one is really doing it justice, at least like face to face. So next time you see this, she's gonna move on the Q-snap. So I'm gonna move the Q-snap up this way so that I can work on back behind her. This way is all the like big florals in the moon. And then I want to finish or work more on her hair. And then of course up above here, we'll get more of her, like her shoulders and her chest and her face. So that's my plan, is to go this direction with where I move my Q-snap. Also, I forgot to mention, so since I converted her hair, there is beading in her hair, but the original called for color is like a silvery clear or white bead, and of course that's not going to match what I have. So I want to show you the beads that I converted. Okay, so originally the called for color to go in her hair is this one here. Of course it's not going to focus. This is Ice Mill Hill glass beads. And there's actually two of these packages are called for because they feature also in the flowers in the moon. So of course I got one package for that. But then I converted the ones that are in her hair to this color here, which is copper. It's the same kind of bead, just a different color. Let me hold it up to here. So they're definitely gonna shine in her hair for sure. I think it's gonna look beautiful. So I did that conversion. Unfortunately, I also needed to convert one of the Krynic colors, or add on a different Krynic color, because there is going to be some backstitched Krynic in her hair. The called for in the pattern is a silver, and I still needed it because it shows up in other parts of the pattern too, but I needed to also find a brown or a copper Krynic or metallic thread for her hair. So I have put in an order for 123Stitch. I ordered 3 different colors because you kind of, you know, I don't know how true to life the photos are online. So I ordered 3 different colors, 2 Krynics and 1 treasure braid. And I'm just gonna pick the one that works the best, and that's gonna be what goes in her hair. And then the others will just go in my stash. So those are on their way here. You'll see them the next time I pull this out to work on her. But she's, like I said, she's very easily becoming one of my favorites, if not my favorite whip at the moment, because she's just so pretty. And this is my first Bella Filipina pattern. And I'm really enjoying working on it. I find the pattern itself to be easy to work with. The stitching process has just been really enjoyable. So this has been a good time. Again, this is Bella Filipina's Luna Mystica, and this is being stitched on a 32 count linen in the color Mediterranean Sea that I got from everythingcrossstitch.com. Okay, next I pulled out one of my other pieces that I wanted to focus on, and that is this one here, which is my Long Dog Sampler, the Pointed Fifth. This is my first Long Dog Sampler as well, and I just really adore it just because of, I mean, I'm a big animal person and there's a bajillion of them on here, so this is just kind of perfect for me. I'm obsessed with it. So this was one of the ones that I wanted to try and shoot for a finish in 2023. So I pulled this out to work on it again. And this is being stitched on a 32 count Lugana in the colorway Exotic Orchid. 2/1 full cross. And here's where it was the last time I showed it. And here is where it is now. So not much progress. All I was able to really do is finish off this little triangular bit here and that side of the border down that panel. Let me bring it in closer. So, yep. And then all that's left is I have one more panel that's equal in size to those, and then one more of these triangle bits, and then a half panel like on this side. So that will be over here, and then I will have reached the other end. So assuming I have more stitching time in January, which I certainly hope so, I want to get to the opposite border on this piece. You will notice that there is a completion year on here, which I've mentioned before. I stitched it with the intention of completing it in this coming year. Oops, 2023. However, that may be a little bit of a stretch because the amount of time it's taken me to get to here is like the majority of a year. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. Again, if I don't, it's not the end of the world. Like, I'm not going to cry about it. But I did put this in here with the best of intentions. However, I was smart because I thought if I don't finish this in 2023 and I do have to frog it, I didn't want to have to like worry about, I don't know, all of it. So I stitched the 3 on its own thread. So if I have to take it out, the rest of this is already tacked down. It's not going anywhere. So it's just the 3 that I would have to frog out, which is, you know, it's not much. It's not the end of the world. And I'm not going to do that until I get to the end of 2023 and see where I'm at with this piece. If I'm not even close to being finished, then obviously I'll take it out. But for at least the remainder of the next year, it's going to stay in there. And then we'll revisit it and see how far I get. It's just, I don't know. My stitching, I don't know that I have as much stitching time as like the average floss tuber because of my schedule. So I work second shift, which is evenings. So I go into work about like lunchtime, maybe a little before, and then I usually come home and am back home around 9 p.m. So by the time I get home at 9, I'm getting ready for bed. Like I've been on my feet all day. I work in healthcare. So I'm taking my shower, I'm walking the dog, I'm going to lay down and reading until I fall asleep. And then the next morning, sometimes I can't convince myself to not sleep in. You know what I mean? Like I have that opportunity, so I often take it. Or like if I have to like go do something, like change my oil, go to a doctor's appointment, get groceries, whatever, I do it in the morning. So I don't know, my day is structured such that I don't have like just a ton of free time at home, provided that I do often either have to see to like life stuff or I sleep in. So I just don't stitch as much as the average person, I think, and I'm kind of a slow stitcher. A lot of my stitching is done on the weekends, just sat in front of the TV. And then of course I do also have to divide my free time among stitching and then my other hobby, which is quilting. So in that regard, you could say I've cut it in half. But yeah, so all that to say, completing this project by next year may or may not happen, but it's because I think I don't get as much stitches in my projects as most floss tubers do. So, you know, make of that what you will. Okay, the last whip I want to show you guys that I worked on this past month is, again, another one that is fast becoming a favorite. So this is Mushroom Sampler that I got on Etsy from the shop CutePatternsByMaria. And I adore this project. I don't know what it is about mushrooms. I think they're, you know what? I actually was thinking about it. Mushrooms have always reminded me of fairies. So like mushrooms are just like, they're whimsical and they're fun and they're cute. And I remember every time I used to see a mushroom circle in our yard, I would get so excited because I'd be like, the fairies are near. And I still think that whenever I see mushroom circles. They're supposed to be good luck, but do not ever, ever, ever step into a mushroom circle. That's no bueno. So the folklore is that if you step into a mushroom circle, fairies, who are essentially tricksters, right, will bespell you to dance and exist within revelry until you have exhausted yourself to death. So, you know, they're a good luck symbol, but don't like mess with it, is what that means. So, anyways, that's why I like mushrooms, because they remind me of fairies, and fairies are fun to an extent. So here is where my sampler was the last time I showed it to you. And this is being stitched on a 16 count Ada in the colorway Brandywine. And here is where we're at now. So, the last time I showed it, I had just finished these little guys. And then I moved up, just like I was saying I had wanted to. And this little cutie Patootie was so fun. Just because he's just so like cute. So the called for fabric in the pattern is a 14 count. Since this is 16, it's finished size a little bit smaller. And I'm one of those people that thinks like everything's cuter when it's smaller. So when I go to put in like the stalks and then it's suddenly done, I'm like, oh my God, that is such a tiny little cute mushroom. And so this one, this little section, I'm just kind of dividing it up as I go. This little section had, of course, the mushroom and these little botanical bits here, these kind of bubbles. I don't really know if that's what they're supposed to be or if they're just like, I don't know, they're bubbly. And then of course it had this beautiful kind of red leafy bit here as well. So cute. I love it. I kind of like the pace that I'm going at with like a mushroom kind of like motif a month. I think that's enough to where you can obviously progress without getting overwhelmed. You know what I mean? So my goal for this next one is to, you know, move on, get another mushroom. So I think I'm gonna go this direction and then work my way around, because when I'm holding it, I'm stitching one-handed, and I think reaching farther, like you can see, farther through to behind the Q-snap is a little bit more uncomfortable. So I kind of want to get that part like out of the way, and then it'll get progressively easier as I go back around, right? That's how I'm working through it logically. So anyways, I think this is the spot that I'm going to next. and then we'll loop back around. But yeah, I'm loving this. I just can't get over how stinking cute it is. And yes, of course, I will have this pattern link down below, and of course, her shop as well. Okie dokie, we are trucking right along. I want to show you just a teensy little bit of haul. I don't have much, not much. And then I want to go over my plans for the next month, and then yeah. Okay, so on my last update, I had shown you this pattern that I had purchased here. Or it was not my last update, it was the one before. It was whatever, it was in the past. I had ordered this one, which is another Bella Filipina. This is Mayari, Deity of the Moon. And she is one of a set of 3. So there's the Deity of the Moon, Mayari, the Deity of the Stars, and the Deity of the, I thought it was the Sun, but I think it's the Deity of the Morning. And my intention was to collect the set so I can stitch them all together on one fabric. So I managed to acquire the other 2. They finally came back in stock. And that's these pretty ladies here. So we have, this is Tala, Deity of the Stars, in these beautiful like seafoam greens. I just love her. And then this one is Hanan. I don't know if it's Hanan, surely it's not Hanan. That sounds very Texas. But I'll have to reach out to James the PH Stitcher. He's my Filipino connection, to ask him how to pronounce her name. But she is the Deity of the Morning. So let me see if I can hold these all together so you can kind of see them. There we go. So you can see they're, I mean, what fantastic colors together, right? Gorgeous. So they face, there's the, you know, Tala in the middle, she's facing forward, and then these 2 beautiful ladies on the side facing inward. And that is just going to make the most stunning triptych whenever I finally get around to stitching it. Like, they're so pretty. I really think that Aldrin, the designer of Bella Filipina, really truly outdid himself when he designed these 3. They're so pretty. And I'm very, very excited that I have them all 3 in my collection now. So these will get worked on soon, because I'm just kind of like, I mean, even now as I'm looking at them, I'm kind of salivating a little bit. They're so nice. And then additionally to those patterns, I also bought this Bella Filipina here, which is his newest release. This is Magwayen. And I saw her and just kind of like swooned. So as far as I can tell, she is actually supposed to be like the counterpart to this pattern, which is Lakapati. I got that pronunciation from James the PH Stitcher. And I immediately, I don't know what it is, but the way Drin renders, he goes by Drin, by the way, renders the like light refraction on their gowns, that is a talent. I'm telling you, they're just so pretty. Anyways, so I mean, I really connected with these 2 because she is like a fertility goddess and a goddess of harvest. She brought, let me read this real quick. Protector of crops and farm animals, deity of fertility. She gave agriculture to mankind. And then here we have this one, Magwayen, and she ferries the souls to the afterlife. In spite of the dark association, she's a calm and nurturing provider, as well as the deity of the sea and the underworld. So I'm sure some of you know, I don't know if you're new here, I am pretty well obsessed with Greek mythology. Like, I love it. If I could go back to school and get like a master's in Greek studies, like I might, because I love Greek mythology. I mean, I've got a Greek goddess tattooed on my arm. Like, I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And these 2 are like the Filipino version of Demeter and Persephone. Come on. That's exactly who they are. Demeter, the goddess of agriculture, and Persephone, the queen of the underworld. They're so perfect. So I'm just like, I saw them and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna have them. I will have them. They're, I don't know. Did anybody else catch that connection? Like, I know that it's not abnormal for religions, like multicultural religions and different geographic locations to have a lot of similarities. So this didn't surprise me, but because Persephone is one of my favorite Greek goddesses, and I'm very familiar with her story and Demeter's story, I was like, yeah, obviously I'm getting those. Duh. Okay, so next I have to slap Jen on the wrist, Jen being the Backcountry Stitcher, because she's the one who enabled this purchase. She sent me a message on Instagram of a picture of a needle minder that she bought from MadforMinders on Etsy. And it was such a cute needle minder. And it was like all a girl needs is like cats and fabric. And if I have a picture of it, I'll insert it. I should still have the picture. And so I was like, say less, I'm gonna buy it. And I went to MadforMinders shop on Etsy and it was gone. I couldn't find it. So that was bummed. But of course, I still looked around her shop. I mean, MadforMinders, or I'm saying MadforMinders. It's MadforMinders. She's got a huge stock. So I looked around and then I bought a bunch of them. So thanks, Jen. So here's the ones that I purchased. Okay. And this should tell you like everything you need to know about me. Okay, so this first one is Golden Girls. That's one of my favorite TV shows, which is just this fabulous show from the 80s about these elderly women who all live together. So I'll show you who they are. This is Blanche, Dorothy, Rose, and Sophia. And this little one, is the mother of this big tall one. And they all live together and they get up to tons of crazy antics. She's the promiscuous one, and she's the like ditzy one, and she's kind of like wacky and weird, and she's like the sarcastic one. So I love this show. They play marathons on Sundays, and whenever I'm at my parents' place, my mom and I are always watching this show. I love Golden Girls. If you're wondering, I was always a Dorothy. I'm like forever a Dorothy. She's the sarcastic one. Anyways, I also got this moon, like I think it's moon and sun, but to me this face reminds me of like a moon still. So regardless, I got this moon needle minder. I have this one here, which I think a lot of people will like. It says, imagine a world where fabric is free and cross stitch makes you thin. What a world, right? That's my heaven right there. I would be so skinny. We all would, right? So this kind of cracked me up when I saw it. So immediately put it in my cart. This one says True Crime Junkie. If you know me, I love a true crime story. If you have Netflix, go watch the show Texas Killing Fields, which is about a bunch of murders that took place in League City, Texas. And guess where I'm from? I'm from League City, Texas. And the Texas Killing Fields are like, I don't live there anymore, but they were like 1.5 miles behind my house. And I was there when bodies were being dumped. So this is my true crime junkie recommendation to you. And then this last one I got is Life is Better with Cats and Books. So I couldn't find the one you sent me, Jen, so I kind of like split the difference and I got these two that reminded me of it. And I love them. They're great. So here, let me move this. Again, I'll have that shop link down below, but here's the madforminders.com. I went to the Etsy shop. I actually now am wondering if I went to the website, if I would have been able to find that needle minder. Oops. I have a bone to pick with you guys because I feel like you've steered me wrong. And by that I mean you've been keeping a secret from me. And that secret is RTO. I found a picture of an RTO kit that I could not get out of my head. And so, of course, I went to Everything Cross Stitch, my favorite cross stitch shop, and I started looking at RTO kits, and I was like, where has this brand been? And why have I been sleeping on it? And I have come to the conclusion that you guys have been keeping it a secret from me because I haven't heard really much of anything about it. I know there's a couple of people out there who have been stitching some kit, like the Red Mermaid's obviously really popular. That's an RTO kit. But other than that, like nobody else says anything about RTO. And I'm going to make it my mission to change that because I found this kit and I couldn't click add to cart fast enough. And it's this kit right here, which is called Listening to the Silence. You guys, that is stunning. It's stunning. I don't know who to be upset with that this was kept a secret from me, but it's somebody, and I am upset. It's so pretty. Let's just look at her for a minute, okay? She's got this beautiful, like, ice blonde hair, like she's a Targaryen. And her nails are this beautiful, like, lavender color. She's surrounded by botanicals and flowers. And she's got these gorgeous, like, rosy pink cheeks. There's this beautiful sky behind her. And she's just saying, like, be quiet. Listen to nature. I love her. I love her so much. I cannot wait to get her started because she's so gorgeous. And this is all, well, I think there's maybe a few French knots. I cannot confirm that. But it looks like the only specialty stitching is like maybe some couching and backstitch. And that's it. I don't know if there's French knots. There's some straight stitches as well. Like her lashes look like straight stitches and this little fern bit. So stunning. Here's the colors on the back. This is a 14 count gray Ada. And it looks like it's going to be both full cross and half cross. Because a lot of this background is like half cross and it's done with DMC thread. So we already know it's quality thread. You guys, why didn't you tell me about RTO? Well, I found it now. Okay, the very last thing I want to show you, I promise I'm almost done if you're still here with me. The very last thing I want to show you is actually a Christmas gift that I got from one of my best friends during Christmas time, and it's vaguely cross-stitch related. So these came from my friend Melissa, and they're like bag clips, like chip bag clips, and they're all cross-stitch themed. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This one's my favorite. Foods before dudes. So this I think I want to have on my tombstone. This is my creed. Foods before dudes, but then we got bite me, binge worthy, and some things are worth the wait, like cookies. So these are super cute. I adore them. There's a bag of Gardettos in my pantry right now that is just waiting for one of these. So thank you, Melissa. I love them. Alrighty, that's the end of everything. I want to invite you all back tomorrow because like I said, that's tomorrow, January 1st, 2023 is my 1 year Flosstube anniversary. And I'm going to be filming a video tomorrow going over my all my whips. I'm gonna do a whip parade, and then I'm also gonna do my plans for 2023. And I have a lot of big things planned for 2023. I have kind of reevaluated how, now that I've gotten a year under my belt, I've kind of reevaluated how I want to use this channel and how I want to make progress on my projects and what kind of content I want to be putting out there. And I'm going to go over all of that in tomorrow's videos. And I'm going to do the same thing for my Quilter's Corner videos too. So keep an eye out, because those videos are going to be coming out soon. And then tonight, I am going to be starting my New Year New Start on Carla Bean Crafty's Stitchy Zoom meetup. We're going to meet up at 8 p.m. California time, whatever time zone that is, which is 10 p.m. my time. So we're going to be meeting up and doing our stitching together and ringing in the new year together, which I think is just like the perfect way to ring in the new year, just hanging out with stitchy buddies and cross stitching and doing what you love. So I'm gonna be doing my New Year New Start at this Stitchy Zoom, and I will present that to you guys on my January update when that comes next year. So thank you again so much, especially if you stuck with me all the way to this point. I know some people don't really care to watch really long videos. I personally love a really long video, so I try to make what I like. So if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you. And of course, if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. I have my Gmail account listed down below as well, so you can always reach me that way too. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a fantastic new year. I wish you health and wealth and happiness and nothing but that in 2023. So yeah, enjoy your evening, guys. Drink responsibly, okay? And I will see you all again in a month at the end of January. Bye.